Superman animated series. This hits home differently. The animation, the love for the character, bringing comic book stories to life. Well, in an animated form, of course. This series is equivalent to Christopher Reeve's Superman, just in an animated format. The prequel to the Justice League series and the Justice League Unlimited series, with 4 seasons, 54 episodes, and a shocking turn for the last couple of episodes, leaving you wanting more. Let's talk about the best villains he faced in this series, a couple times, starting with Lobo. See, Lobo is a bounty hunter, a guy that can go toe-to-toe with the Man of Steel. He's rowdy, he says what's on his mind, but is he purely evil? No, he's not. He's just that jerk, you know, that's super strong, and he's a biker dude. Metallo. I think it was sad that he lost his sense of touch, sense of taste, but he wanted to be rebuilt. He wanted to get his revenge on Superman, so, he lost a bit of his humanity. In the episode of Volcano, he actually had his humanity for a minute and having a Terminator reference. But I think that they could have done more with him, especially taking down Superman at one point and probably working with another villain other than Lex. Mr. Mxyzptlk. What can I say other than this character can only work in an animated form or the comics because of his powers, his size, and his imagination. In live action, they never really do a good job with this character. Godfrey did an amazing job voicing him, and I know when I said his name, you probably thought of Godfrey. He was ludicrous, he was wacky, fun, and one lucky man. You know who I would fan cast this character? Joe Pesci. Toyman. While he not only killed Superman, quote unquote, in a Justice League episode, really sending him to the future, I really did like that they gave him a mask. They made him creepy and obsessed with toys. I can honestly see this villain existing in our world. If you collect toys, please do not have any ideas. Bizarro. Powers of Superman, yes. Equals, no. I don't think they can go toe-to-toe because of, well, intelligence, but also because Superman will always have the upper hand. Yes, Bizarro was made by Lex Luthor to become a clone of Superman, but he was a failed experiment, so he might be a hero in his eyes. I think the comics really had a more positive light to this character. Brainiac. Oh man, when you think of an unemotional, savage AI, I mean, this is what Skynet could have been. It's pretty scary how many worlds he destroyed. He is the collector of worlds. He's able to learn everything about civilizations in a planet, but then destroy them and move on. But it's just funny that he just loses to Superman, so he's obsessed with Earth and the Man of Steel. Lex Luthor. Other than Michael Rosenbaum and Gene Hackman, I love this Lex. I always thought this Lex was actually black. Let me explain. In my podcast, which you should go follow on YouTube, I always saw Lex Luthor as a black man with no power, no money, struggled his way to becoming an intelligent billionaire creating LexCorp. And one of the main things about Lex is that he always wanted power, which is why he always had the biggest skyscraper in Metropolis overlooking at everyone below him, so everyone can look up to him. He holds a power in many different ways than the average Joe doesn't. But then comes along a man that can fly. So now he looks up to this guy. But did this man cheat by having powers? So you start to understand this Lex Luthor a little bit more, because you get to see him overcome adversity, overcome being economically disadvantaged at a young age, and working his way up quite literally. So somebody cheated in his eyes. Now, I didn't think this as a kid, but this was what my co-host Joey said and was thinking at the time. And I feel like it would have established Lex Luthor's hate towards Superman even more. With that being said, the writers wanted to display his intelligence. Even if he was going to lose to Superman, it was the battle of brains versus bronze at the end of the day. And that's what they did. Darkseid. So the darkest, twisted, and also in competition with Trigon being the worst father in DC history, but purely evil. To not only hate the last son of Krypton, but also in the last season to kidnap him, erase his memories, and then adopt him, and then making him your new general to take over planets. Oh my god. I mean, as Batman says,
cry me a river.
It was a perfect and scary depiction of who Darkseid really is. He was able to destroy Superman's reputation, to conquer planets, and he deserved that beating at the end of Justice League Unlimited. But that's just me. Which villain did you like the most? Which episode do you remember to this day? Can I be your animation guy? Until then, see you next time.